Ninja Production.
Let me introduce myself. So, my name is actually Ken Sambury, and I'm actually a good friend of Novindra. So I've heard about, him working with you for a while.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've always admired. And me personally, I always like the type of music that you bring out. I relate it a lot, although I'm a totally different age group, right? Like even from when he sang Big People, even that was something I felt like I really related to now, because no matter your age, you would always be a big person to somebody else,
Yep.
No matter your age, right? So I just really wanted to lead with that. So I think for me, it's real significant that we're starting off this series with you as an artist, because I feel like when you're talking about Farmer Nappy, you're really talking about foundation, you're talking about the guy who was already a big man posing with a little Marshall, right? So yes, you start at the beginning.
Status.
Yeah, you start at the beginning.
Yep.
Right, so anyway, so I am into cinematography, so I do video and stuff, but I decided for this, I'm going to leave home like all my expensive cameras and just keep it rootsy. I'm going to use my phone. I'm going to set up simple. The audio going to be good though.
Listen.
Right? But you can't compromise
Sound
audio.
is important. Sound is important.
It's one thing you can't compromise is the audio. Right? But if you see everybody clearly, that's important. All this big camera crew and thing, like keep it lean. And this young lady, I actually met her on a beach in Jamaica. Right? And she's just following carnivals or whatever. And I have events as well. And I'm an upcoming person, doing different types of events. I host Second Sunday. Yeah, and different shows. And I always wanted to expand to different countries and so on and so forth. So I feel like this is something that I want to do because I want to learn a lot. Learn from you, learn from everybody else. I heard about Panasonic Express. I'm sure I saw Panasonic Express in like 10 documentaries. I'm sure. Right? We here now. Yeah, in like 10 documentaries. So, I'm just real excited. Shermica.
So, Shermica Farquhar. I'm the founder of Soka Tribe, and it was doing work with Soka Tribe where I met Ken on that beach in Jamaica, as he said. So Soka Tribe is a gateway to the carnival culture. I was actually born and raised in Brooklyn to two Trinidadian parents, but the culture runs deep. And so about this excitement, why I'm super excited about this conversation in particular is back home, so in Brooklyn, it's like following your presence in the music, especially when that's not the norm, right? So it's different when you're in Trinidad, but it's like that's our music, and that's how I connect with the culture. And so to be at this age, reconnecting with the culture and be like, I'm interviewing Farmer Nappy for a series called At the Source. So I'm here in Trinidad, unexpectedly.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. You guys have been warm during this interesting time that we're in, and figuring out how to make something beautiful out of something crazy. And it's like, as a person who, like I said, Soka Tribe is about bringing the carnival vibe to people, letting them understand the roots of it, why it's important. It's not just about the fete. There's so much healing and just holistic to it for us. But for those who get it, that's where it is. So At the Source kind of grew from that. So it's like, okay, how do I use the platform of Soka Tribe to let the world know how, again, the holistic, the what happens from the source. So it's talking to, when you get OG status.
One of the things that you just say is like in Brooklyn, right? You're born in Brooklyn out of Trinidadian parents, right? I live in Brooklyn for 5 years. I live.
Oh, wow. Okay, what part?
East New York is Legion Street.
Okay.
Saratoga around there, yeah.
3
right?
train.
number 3, right? And what happened is I was in the band, and my daughter born premature in America.
Okay.
So the 7th of September 1991 was a decision for me to either stay with my daughter or come back with the band. And I stayed. Because my daughter, born premature and she now out of the hospital, I say, I could always join back, which that was my career, music all the time. But while I'm in America, I had to do odds and end jobs. So I always say, anything you're doing, you have to do it at your best ability. And one of the things is, I was married before, which I'm not married again, right? And I'm in Brooklyn living. I lived for 5 years, right? And I'm in Brooklyn doing odds and ends, but, you know, I am filing my papers. You know what I mean? Well, I filed it, but I ain't living up to it, like, you know. And I always used to remember, like, carnival time. The whole family and all of them will come down to Trinidad, but I can't come. You know what I mean? So, it used to feel... I used to cry carnival Monday and Tuesday in Brooklyn.
I believe it.
You know what I mean? Until it happened, we filed my papers and where I could come back, join back the band and travel. So, and one of the things in Brooklyn is the flags on your car. Like you'll see a Trinidad flag or a Bajan flag. Always the Caribbean people in America that's always identify themselves who they are. So like they just love the country more while they're out there. You know what I mean? So Brooklyn is one of the places that Farmer basically grew in Brooklyn. With all the years of, you know, of performing, I think Brooklyn was Farmer's ground. So when I reach back to Brooklyn, it's like, anytime I go to America, anytime I reach back to Brooklyn, I don't travel to the city and with cars and I hop on my train. You know what I mean? Local, you know what I mean? People that's for Farmer, what are you doing on the train? So nobody can be on the train. I love to be on the train. You know what I mean? Because the train will take you faster to places than driving. You know what I mean? So I'm a Brooklyn boy too.
Warms my heart. Warms my heart. I tell people that in starting Soka Trap, I actually started 5 years ago when I moved to Washington, D.C. Because I tell people, I didn't realize how Trini I was until I left Brooklyn because I thought that was normal. So like growing up, again, American born, the culture, people will ask me, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Trinidad. Well, I mean, I wasn't born there, but that's
your
how
roots.
deep that's where
That's
it
your
is,
roots,
you know?
yeah.
And Brooklyn, I definitely feel like provided that type of, here we are. But we are at the source, the true source of Carnival. So with that, I'll start with my first question for you. How'd you start?
I start fighting.
Hey.
Yeah. You know,
Stick fighting?
no, not fighting. I had how I started music.
Oh, yes.
Well, I was in school. A good musician always come from the church. You know what I mean? I was in school, you know, I went to a Catholic school, you know, and I was in the choir. You know what I mean? I was in Better Village, you know, like Better Village, you will know about Better Village. The community used to have centers and in which they should go back to that because that way they used to have the kids them off the streets. So I will go, you understand, and our choir group, you know, school choir might, you know, be part of Superior Better Village. So I really start off in school, church, doing this.
Awesome. Okay. And in terms of growing up, did you do carnival as a child? Because I know that's the next thing in terms of...
Well, from small, my mother was a carnival woman. Right, and in the days of carnival, it didn't have no trucks standing on, like DJ trucks on the road.
Tell the people, they don't know.
No, it used to have pan sides.
Okay.
You understand? In a mass band maybe of 150 people in them times. You understand? 200 for the most is a big band, but it have pan sides. Right? And my mom will be playing mass, but she will not play Monday. She will only play Tuesday. She'll come out Monday, normal t-shirt and thing, but Tuesday she'll play full costume. But she used to go on the bass. When you're playing bass, like a 6 bass or whatever, it has space between it where you could move. So she used to look for somebody who playing bass and ask them if they won't put me in the middle. I small. So I just holding on and they're playing around me. And she will always say, she's a red woman too, so she will always find, you know, somebody, you know, who, right, and she making sure I'm coming back and checking me while she playing she mass and you know, bringing me a little snow cone. And I on the road playing, and by the, one of the things I used to like is sometimes like water will fall on the bass and like when you're playing it, you see the water like shiggling on the bass drum. And within the day, the whole day I will find myself learning one of the songs on the bass because I've seen them playing it. So I will, you know, sometimes he'll give me the stick and play, you know, sometimes one stick and I play, you know, right? So, yeah, that was carnival, you know, that's how I know carnival, you know, going with my mom as a little boy, 8 years, 7, 8 years, you know, just being in there. Not even 7, 5, 6, being in the space with the 6 bass player, and he tall over me, and I just here, and he playing over me. Yeah.
That is
Yeah, that's real vibes. So I mean, that's just real shocking to me. I started Carnival late. Like I started to actually, I think my first fete was when I was 18. You know,
a good boy.
Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, I was like clubbing before.
Yeah.
You know, so like after grad, you know, you go to the club or whatever. But I think just understanding like where Carnival came from, it really helps like myself like see how, you know, where Carnival could go, because you could see the growth, and you could also see how times change from like the steel band being the center to now you have like the music truck. So it's kind of like, you know, like I always say, especially like in fashion, everything goes full circle and everything comes back in style.
Yep.
So it's like the next thing might be to put back the steel pan, you know, back in the center and find a way to use that, because real interestingly, people want authentic experiences now. You know, I feel like people want a live experience.
I want people looking for depth, not necessarily all of the breadth. You know, like I don't need to have it all, but I want to know that euphoric spiritual, because we're oversaturated. There's so much of so shallow things running around. I do think people are searching for like, what does this mean? How do I make this more intense, so to speak? And so I see that even in the and now that we can't be together in large groups, right? You're figuring we're in these kind of microcosms, and how do we make these smaller spaces more impactful? There is room for that. People talking about, yes, Carnival is officially closed. However,
Carnival closed for them. Carnival ain't closed for me.
For them.
Carnival is open for me from Boxing Day.
Hello.
Yeah, because we gotta live with this.
Yeah.
Right? What we could do, right, is like try out things. Right? Go to Hilton. Have the people and them in the balcony. Right? You have a family or your friends or whoever, you go your test for COVID. Right? You could get same day test. Right? You're going like Wednesday, right? But you're putting us like me, like, because I'm very strong into the NBA. Right? And put us in our bubble. Put the artists them up in the hotel. People them come in, rent out all the rooms and them, right? But they're coming in with a test that is negative. Right? Set us up in the tennis court where you're seeing the rooms. The rooms on the next side, you could put some you could put some like scaffolding and you know, separate it with, you know, plexiglass way, family or whatever, or friends or whatever, who, you understand, four together or whatever, and test it out and give us Carnival in the bubble in Hilton.
And even from a accessibility perspective, right? Because everybody can't come to the Hilton. In neighborhoods,
they will come. Carnival, they will come, so long they will come. You're catering for about 400 people. You're catering for, you know?
Right.
Right, you're catering for 400 people. You're eating little and living long.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You understand? You're catering, so at least, you know, because when you watch it, right, from since March, the government, them never do nothing for music. And we is penetrating from January to Ash Wednesday. Billions of dollars into this country.
Yeah.
And what is for we? Nothing. You know what I mean? So we had to create something, so we create us in our bubble.
Yeah, I can tell you for sure, at least from my perspective, we are doing it. Like, we go in and do stuff, you know, like at least myself, my friends. I think each event planner, each artist, everybody had to like do their own thing.
Yep.
And I think we have a lot of power that is untapped, that like everybody feel like this person had to provide for you now, but there's a lot you could do yourself. Like that Hilton night, man could rent Hilton, you know, Hilton is a private place.
No, what is happening is Hilton going to work with the government.
Yeah.
You understand? Work together with promoters now having all your parties is there. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday night, Saturday morning, you could have a Juve party. So, you understand? But your party now you're COVID free. You could come down on the tennis court and separate yourself, you know, bunch up yourself, you know what I mean? But in the night, you know, shoes and them kind of thing, for the weekend you're there. Then next weekend, people want to come, you test them again from Wednesday, boom, 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 so you know, right? But it's real test, because that people could be on bogus. And show that you understand. No, it had to be stamped by blah, 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 blah. It had to be well orchestrated. But you could do something first. You know what I mean? Because
Something had to work out. Something had to work out.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's take it back to the days of you being a DJ. When I came, I met this gentleman. His name was So, right? And he said, yeah, he said he had a DJ school, and you were part of it as an MC. So tell me about that story. I know the documentary.
I grew up underneath Soul. And Soul used to live right down the hill from me because I live right here. Right? This is the backyard. But yeah, and I live over on the back, on the next side of the backyard, right? So, as a little youth, Soul had a song system called SM Music Machine, right? And that time, with DJs, they have the separate PA system, everything, so like a little competition among DJs. So like, the trend was to, when you load up the box on the truck, and you're going out to play, and some like a DJ coming there, and it's a party, right? So I always used to be wanting to go, right? Before, and when I come up on the truck, and I remember they used to come down from that truck and break and come home. Until Soul went and talked to her and said, no, he does be the right, and she started letting him go. So he was working in the oil company, so I started dealing with the turntables, and I started knowing, seeing little mixes and learning little stuff. So he basically used to leave my home to tape cassettes and stuff. You know what I mean? From start, you know what I mean? And I practice mixing, half hour, like a cassette will be 45 minutes, 90 minutes, 45, so I'll rehearse a 45 set. Things like how can you use the pain with Maxi Priest and Barris, you know what I mean? Too, and I used to be doing this music, but I always love music. Love it like melodies and melodies where you hear where melodies bend where it raises your pause. I always like it, and message songs, because my favorite reggae artist is Luciano. You know, so like the messenger. You understand? So, and well, people like Shaggy, you know, Beanie Man, No Boy. Yeah. I like melodies.
Same actually. I actually really like melodies and music, you know.
I was gonna say what I love is the storytelling. So listen, when I talk to people about Carnival, I'm like, you are watching a production. It's about the story. Yeah. And in the days is a mass band has a theme, and we are playing these roles. And I talk about, you know, soca artists, they are the soundtrack of the road. Yes, Pan was the soundtrack of the road. Now now the soca artists are the soundtrack of the road. And what I love about your music is, you know, so I pack all my bags and I'm gone.
Reality.
We all know the story.
Yes, reality. Yeah. That's happening in real life. You know what I mean? I love relationship songs. And enough respect to Nadia Batson, who have been giving me these songs, things like, because one of the songs she sent for me, and when she was going to send the song, her manager, Aiko, say, nah, Farmer ain't gonna like that song. That wifey, right? Farmer ain't gonna sing that, you know what I mean? When I hear the song Wifey, it's like bigging up wives. Say, nah, that's my vein. And my mom, I was very close to my mom. So I like woman tune. But you mustn't disrespect no woman and no song for me. You can't give me a song with a chuck and she and no. No, you have to respect ladies. Give them that respect.
I think it's so important.
It is very important to give them that.
It's not prevalent enough. And so as a woman, I'm going to say thank you. We appreciate it. Keep it going. Tell the world, look, guys, it's possible to be successful, for us to groove, for us to jam, to jump.
Because the other night, not cutting from it. The other night I came back, I was on tour. But I came back to Trinidad to do a band launch in the stadium, in the car park. And while I was singing, it's like some white girls was there. But one girl came up, right? But she went in a short skirt. And she started winding up on me. But how she gained on where people could see her, right? Yeah. I just come in front of her and I just, you know, lock off where people could see her and hold her. And I say, anybody who liming with her, please, all you come for her. Another person will come and choke and make a scene out of her for forwards in a crowd. That is not me. Yeah. And the next day I was traveling to go back out, and one of the friends say, somebody come up to me and say in the airport, you know, how you dealt with that girl. You know, enough respect to you, because, you know, I mean, other people would take her and make her like a prop on stage for people to laugh, not me. You know what I mean? I know she was drunk. You know what I mean? So I will more protect. And what she was wearing, how she was going and flip, and I said, nah, you know, and I hold her. Somebody come for her. You know what I mean? So that you had to do them these things. Because as I say, your music's supposed to reach people and touch people. Not hurt people.
I agree.
It's important and it's effective, and that's the thing. I think
It's unique and organic.
yes, it's to be a leader, to be an artist can be a very lonely road.
Very.
Because as you go forward, you know,
Very
So-
people, women wouldn't understand you. Music is my life. Music is what makes me happy and what makes me feel comfortable. Music. It's unique and organic.
So we talk about, and you know, you and Soul have gone back to the old days. Was thinking about collaboration. We are now in the space where, you know, there's the Afro Soca movement is big. There's all these collaborations happening on. Who would you, you know?
Collaborate with
Yeah, would you love to collaborate? What's the?
Christopher Martin,
Okay.
like Melody,
Okay.
and Roman Vogo, Melodies, Beres. You understand? I did a record, Chipping Down the Road with my own, Chipping Down the Road with my own woman remix was with Anthony B. You know what I mean? One of the person who really like my mom used to play his music plenty was people like Gregory and Freddie McGregor. You know what I mean? And Lionel Richie. I want them old music. Melodies, old melodies. You see, old melodies is like antiques. Right? Yeah, I don't know, by growing up in America, if you ever had it, but in Trinidad, I remember my grandmama had a lamp called Home Sweet Home. The lamp Home Sweet Home. That's an organic thing. So, you know what I mean? When you say an antique and you say an antique clean up and thing nice, you see that person take care of that vehicle. And an antique car could sell for more money than a brand new car, showroom car.
If we look at samples, the way samples are.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's why I like old things to bring it back new.
So you've mentioned the international inter-island.
Oh, before I ask, I actually wanted to ask
Okay,
about
go
where we at.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like right now we are in Sambury.
You're in Sapari, in the backyard. You're in one of the backyard. The backyard where we do the video is the next backyard up the hill.
Alright.
Yeah, but the video came in a situation where we do the song and we have to do a video. So the family and friends and the neighbors say, yo, you know, enough respect to Kimberly Del Pino, Arnold Del Pino, and the whole crew, Harold, Soul, everybody, Bolo, the whole crew, we just get together and say, okay, we're doing a backyard, like a Brooklyn thing. Because Backyard Jam is a Brooklyn song. In the 80s and 90s, close to the 90s, you used to have backyard, people backyard, and you go in backyard and have parties. You understand? So we do it like a barbecue, a normal grill, fish, some chicken, some fish, alcohol, so have a little pilau. You understand? And drink and lime. Sanitize and come in the yard. Come in the yard, only come in the yard.
Very nice, very nice. I also wanted to ask a bit about your relationship with Marshall Montano. How did you all meet?
We meet fighting. Ninen, his dad meet me fighting. I had a skateboard and somebody was sitting down on my skateboard and they was moving into Prana Homes, which is right down the road there. And he was, you know, making trips. And I start fighting a guy because he was sitting down on my skateboard. And somebody picked me up and I see this red man pick me up and he said, what are you fighting for? He said, come and help me do something. And them days I could have jump up on people's vehicle and go anyway, right? So, but I didn't go by myself. It had some other fellas from down here who bigger than me went, right? So, sit down and when I reached Marshall and Marcus, his brother was packing up stuff. And from there when I meet them I meet my new family. From there I moving by them, well, a home, normal home. Yeah, so I live here, St. Trace, and they live right Prana. So my mother will always know down the hill, and she know I'm among safe people. You understand? Yeah, not among delinquents who could carry me and not bring me back. I'm among safe people, so she didn't have a problem with it.
I see. Wow, because I wanted to know, like, you know that picture that you all use for the day one song. Yeah. So I always was wondering, like, what was the story behind that now?
That picture was I was the singer in the band. And Marshall used to play keyboard.
Okay.
You understand? So when he take the picture, you know, he sit down, you know, so me and he take the picture because I singing, he playing keyboard, but yet still he still singing calypso. So that picture was a picture that I God, you know, that is God work. And the picture was saved until it was free, man. It's an iconic picture. You know what I mean? Like day one. Yeah. Day one. It's an iconic picture. Yeah, picture don't lie. You understand? So you could, so you could see the history with me and he.
Correct.
From small, from, you know what I mean? Well, class yourself from nothing to something. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, well, I actually really good. What you feel?
No, I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I'm trying to not fangirl out. Thank you so much for kicking off this series. So excited about being at the source of it all, right? Like, we talked about family, we talked about the woman's role, we talked about how you started the roots, taking it back to being in between those. Like, I just envision tiny Nappy in between the bass.
Yeah.
Like that visual with the
I
water.
always used to be. Every year, and Ash Wednesday, she will complain. She washing clothes. You see me, I could have keep my money and do this playing mass. I not playing next year. And May and November, she down payment already for costume.
A woman of my own heart.
Yeah.
Every year we say we running away. The carnival jumpy, that's what my daddy.
My grandmother too was into carnival. I come from the background way. They was into carnival and they also into church. One of the things to up to today I just do. If I passing by, I born a Roman Catholic, right? And religion is just religion. It have one God. You just have to believe in God. You understand? Everybody that does have, you no disrespect in any religion. Everybody serve this one master, right? But my grandmother, them always used to, when they pass in front of the church, they make the sign of the cross. I still up to know why they do that. Make the sign of the cross in front of the church or whatever. You know what I mean? As a church, I respect the church. You understand? I respect everybody. But I don't really, I'm not a person that's be really going to church like every Saturday or whatever, this and that. And one of the things is I hate is people who used to real party now. And they join church a month and a half now and they're telling you how much sins you doing. I will burn you down. Don't come around me, you know it. Cool yourself, you know it, you understand? Don't try to say that what we doing is wrong.
Yeah.
Because I am Patrice's only godfather for her daughter on paper. Because when Patrice in the parish, they just give you something for you to go to your parish for the priest to sign it. I took my paper and I went. And when I went and I signed it, the priest tell me he loved my music. I nearly faint. I say, you love my music? You don't listen to my music? And he tell me my music clean. When I leave that church, tears come out my eye because I'm very emotional. And I say, thank you, Father. So you understand? So because my music is clean music. My music cannot disrespect nobody.
Yeah.
You understand? I will just be a person like this right now for 2021. I am a revolutionist. Because the government have to open and give us some little venues. Give us some backyard. Give we little 100 people, 150.
Yes.
You understand? And let we give we something for we to keep we thing running. Do we locked down. Do not run this country like if it is yours. This is ours. You understand? So that is my problem with the government right now. But staying calm, I just chucking them now. But I staying calm.
No, I would say no. I really listen, I feel so strongly. I don't think I feel really strongly about that. Me asking for no 2,000 people, I understand.
No, give me a little 300, give me a little, yeah.
Give me a little 150.
Yeah, 150 to 200 and let me see, you know, just give. Yeah.
Okay, see, with something to work with now.
And promoters, but you have the 150, you have artists, high-end artists, we have to work with all here.
No,
right? Have some sponsors and then boom, boom, boom. Still we small, but let the sponsors come to where they could give we at least half an hour. You understand? Cake instead of the whole cake, we ain't what the whole cake. Give me half of it. Yep. You understand? But half of the cake where you have a little 100 party.
Correct.
You could still make up a cake.
Correct, you can still make it up.
You understand?
What I was going to say too, you might have the 150 people, but now from a promoter perspective, where I have one fet now, I might have about 6.
Exactly.
You understand?
You get more work.
Correct. So now I had to say, all right, you had to rethink the whole thing. Yep. So I had to say, all right, here what? I know I would usually book it for one day, but you might have to come up Wednesday. I go put you up in whatever hotel thing, and
It's Wednesday,
you
Thursday,
might
Friday,
have to come out
Saturday,
every
so
night
we good.
because every night is a different 150.
Like the I don't know if you know about the Uber cruise.
Yeah.
But we like the Uber cruise.
Yeah.
Everybody on the cruise and we party and then you're back to your room or wherever.
Correct.
Right? The next week you bring a next set of people or whatever, this and that.
Correct.
Come on, give us in the bubble. Because you had CPL. And you had the cricketers up in Hilton in the bubble. Why the artists can be in the bubble and them stuff and them kind of thing? Be real. I should run for politics. If I run for politics, you see, if I run for politics, and this is my district, I see MP are here, they will always be voting for me here. You know why? Down to the child who don't have a slippers are going in and make sure he or she have a slippers. Just concentrate. It could work, you know. Because you're not running here and running another district, you're running here. If everybody mind their business, right? And if the Prime Minister, all you need to do is all you need to come to the people and sit down with the people and listen to the people. What do you think about this?
Yes.
Don't just be like, we're doing this and we're doing this or whatever. You never even come to the artists and them and say, well, Ollie, what we could do? Give us a suggestion. Well, there, if the breeze don't blow by December and no pandemic, there will be no carnival.
Yeah,
That statement was very, very, very hurtful.
For me, you can't really. You see, carnival for me is a spirit.
We don't want a road.
Yeah.
We don't want a road.
You see, I think, from my perspective, you know, I think it's a lack of understanding of how understanding we in the entertainment sector are.
Yeah.
Like, we understand certain things can happen, you know, and I think that's everybody feel. Ken is a promoter, so he want to have a big fete with 5,000 people. That is not what we want. We just want some way that we can ply our trade in a simple manner. We understand that the road can happen, that you can't do that. You understand? So
But
we have
what
to
can
change
we
up the
do?
thing.
And that's the thing.
Or give all the artists, the pan, them everything, pay them for carnival. Because we just bring billions of dollars for you all for carnival. What is the give back to us? But it's our fault too, because if we had a union, it would have worked for us. You understand? So, Peter pay for Paul and Paul pay for all.
Me as well. I mean, the reason I'm here is because I'm just so happy to be on a team and to have her take the lead. You know, it's so good when you have like a woman who's literally taking lead and organizing. And I just had to show up, you know, and I was I appreciate that.
In mean writing in the days of things like Footstep and Music Farm and thing, if you watch, you will see Marshall Montano and Daryl Henry. You understand? Because I will come with an idea and I will come with things and Marshall will sit down with me and doctor it and make it come out into something. When we came with Music Farm, right, I came with the idea of Music Farm, but Music Farm now, I could have sing it by myself or me and he could have sing it. But when you think about it, a farm consists of a lot of animals.
Correct.
So what go down is we had the bass player singing. We was the first band to have a bass player, guitarist, the keyboard, the trumpeter singing a part in the song. So it's 7 of us sing Music Farm.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite music videos, by the way. Alright, cool. Well, I mean, I must say it was a very, very nice speaking to you. I definitely listen next backyard lime. You had to invite me. I'm coming on the road.
Yes.
You looking for limes out here? Yeah, how you mean? Big.
Listen.
I'm telling you.
Big people party.
Ninja Production.
Bang, 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 bang,